to another edition of Tezzz Talks, and today is a special episode. I got a special guest, my man. Round of applause for him, Mr. Jesse King. What's going on,
people? What's going on? Can I do the old version of Tezzz Talk? This is Tezzz Talks on Nerd Central. You already know how we rockin'. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. He is the original voice of Tezzz Talks. They used to do my intro. That was the voice that you heard. So all my original fans that been tuned in since the beginning, this is now the man with the face and the voice, Mr. Jesse King.
Woo! We here.
So today we just gonna talk about some seriously funny movies that you should have watched.
Okay, I'm rocking with
if you came up in the hood. So let's start right off in. Number one, Boys in the Hood. Tell me about Boys in the Hood.
Boys in the Hood was based off of just a group of black kids growing up in the hood. That's how I got the movie. I don't know how other people got it, but that's how I got it. You know, a group of black people hang around the hood. We all got them hood friends that you hang around with and you grow up with, and y'all still become friends.
Right. Now, also, Boys in the Hood, this is when Ice Cube was just in his bag when it comes to being in Hollywood and in films back to back, especially in the 90s. He was in not only Boys in the Hood, Anaconda, he was in that other film. What other film you say he was in?
He was in Mars, if y'all ever seen Mars. I don't know a lot of people seen Mars. This is like a type of vampire-ish movie.
Okay.
He was on Mars. I don't know the specific name of it, but he was on Mars.
He was on Mars, got you. And you know, this is also a black boy's literal growing up in the hood, trying to get out. And it's a must watch.
Must watch.
Let's move on. Number two, Friday. Another film starring Ice Cube, but this is Ice Cube produced, written, filmed,
Give it to him.
in his own production, Cube Vision Production Studio.
Okay.
Now this film has a basic setup, but it's good storytelling.
Yes.
This is one of those films where I would like to encourage inspiring filmmakers to watch, because you don't need a lot of high-budgeted producers to back you, but you can just film in your neighborhood, bro.
I think it was only like maybe 2 or 3 shots of that. It was only on the porch. It was only in the store when they went to the gas station. It was only in his house. That was only shots I got. Then you got Smokey a couple around the yards a couple times, but that was about it.
Yeah, it's a really
low budgeted
film that was well produced, and he mostly shot with his friends.
Yes.
At that. Plus, this was a good transition for Chris Tucker to get in the game as well.
Bernie Mac too.
Bernie Mac
that was his first one.
Yeah, and so these is just more black stories that we believe you need to watch. So go on number 3. And number 3 is Don't Be a Menace.
Woo!
Tell me about Don't Be a Menace.
Don't Be a Menace. Woo! They don't know nothing about that Don't Be a Menace. That's a story about a black man trying to become some of himself, but he can't because he's so stuck in the past.
Yeah.
And sometimes it be like that.
Yeah. This is a very powerful piece because it really gives that depiction of a black man trying to get out, but somehow he's still getting pulled back in from those around him. So people that watch this film, it gives you that perspective of you got to be careful who you hang out with.
I was just about to say that. I was just about to say that. Watch who you hang out with.
So your closest ones might not be the chosen ones. You dig what I'm saying?
He did have that one friend that tried to preach to him, and told him, this what we doing, we moving out. He was the Muslim.
The Muslim man.
Yeah. He preached to him and said, we moving out. You know what I'm saying? I found Allah. Come join me.
Yeah. Yeah, it gives some good insight on the daily struggles of black males in America, no matter what the social status may be.
Yeah, definitely.
But it does give you that depiction on that. So yeah, it is a well-produced film. It gives you different struggles of the black man, whether it be family relationship, friend relationship, people that are strangers, and people you always got that monkey on your back as well. Somebody's always watching you, waiting on your downfall.
Definitely. Woo! Why you preach to them like that? I don't know if they're ready for this episode. They don't really want this episode.
Man,
like
it's
that.
Seriously funny episode.
It's seriously funny.
Move on to number 4. Number 4 is Life.
Woo!
Life is, starring 2 black comedic geniuses, Eddie Murphy, Martin Lawrence, just paired together, and they meshed so well. The chemistry on camera was spot on. Even though they was acting like they didn't like each other, but the chemistry on camera did mesh quite well for them to get their point across.
I don't think they never did another movie together.
Not that I know of.
I don't think they did. Yeah.
No, not that I know.
This movie was so good that they didn't even do another movie together. They said that's it.
That's it. That's all.
That's it.
But as we know, most sequels don't even compare it to the original in the first place.
That is true.
So if it's a classic, let it be a classic.
Yeah.
And this also talks about those false convictions in the legal system.
Oh, he hit on that.
Man, did they talk about that false conviction, because the whole premise of them serving life was that they were falsely accused of murdering somebody by folk that didn't even witness the crime. They came in after the fact. So, if you want some insight on how it is to be a black male to be falsely accused of something that you didn't do,
I think they started plea bargainings with us. That's how plea bargains got into place, because it wasn't that time, but a little after that, that's when they started giving black people plea bargainings, because black people couldn't. First of all, they was restricting us from reading and writing. So if they come with a deal, 30 years, they'll say, we got 30 years on you. What the judge is looking for is to give you is 60, but we can give you 30.
Yeah.
And I think plea bargainings came in with us.
Yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense. I didn't know that. You just educated me. But let's move on to number 5. Number 5, The Wood.
Ooh!
The Wood. Now this talks about a young man moving from the South, North Carolina, all the way across country to California.
You moved to Atlanta to Maryville. That's about the same.
So, not necessarily, but yeah, a man comes from the South and he going to the West Coast, and he ends up being the new guy that formed a lifelong relationship with this other group of guys.
I think that's how every school started. Elementary, middle school, high school. If you move into a new high school, you bound to make some new friends.
Yeah. And this film also shows black love. We don't see that too often. But that really created somewhat of a premise that molded its own lane for other films, as well as another actor that was able to come back decades later to reprise the same role in another film called Dope. Do your research. So all my filmmakers that want to create a film cinematic legacy, now we may hear of DC or Marvel creating a whole agenda or schedule for films, but to have a legacy such as The Wood come back decades later and reprise the same characters with a similar story in Dope is a fantastic idea. So I would like to encourage all my black cinematographers, filmmakers, actors, that if you want to create that type of legacy, have a plan and connect the dots. You got any closing remarks, Jesse?
I thought I had some, but I didn't. Sorry, guys.
That's all good. But hey, I appreciate you for coming out.
Always a pleasure.
You know what I'm saying?
Talk about some good movies.
Yeah, so gotta have you come back once or twice. Matter of fact, y'all can comment on that. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to see Jesse come back. Hang out with me on Tezzz Talks. Let me know. And I'll see what I can do. He a busy man.
Not really. I ain't got no job. But I do massage. You see it right here.
Hey, plug yourself. All these social media.
All right. Follow me at Hollywood.Zay on Instagram, Facebook, Jesse King. I think that's all. If y'all want my OnlyFans, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Still in the works for OnlyFans, though. We working on that. But
without further ado, appreciate you for coming, watching another episode of Tezzz Talks. Until next time,
this is Tezzz Talks.